And these bolts are loosely tightened in because it's only cardboard. Hi everybody, I'm Fiona and we are back in the garage this week and I need to start fabricating some stuff because I'm on a timeline now. There's only so many more weeks before I want to hit the tracks, and I want this car to be ready. I don't want to just take a car to the track, I want to take a drift car. I want to install a dual caliper hydro system. So I've got the spare rear calipers off the parts car. I just need to figure out how to attach them. Normally you would put a second caliper at the other end, but the problem with doing that with this particular car is that the rear subframe itself doesn't really allow for that. I have seen logically people have mounted them from more above. So what we need to do is remove this dust shield probably from roughly yay through. You can see now very clearly the dust cover and how there is a nice big gap for the standard caliper to fit in. So I'm just going to cut around this circle and then somewhere about here cut off quite a bit of the dust cover. So what I'll do is I'll put the disc drum back on, if I can line it up with one hand. Oh, there we go. And give that a tap, and then we'll put the original caliper back on down here and see whether the other caliper will fit on. Alright, look at that. 2 calipers. Looking at the calipers from underneath the car, you can see clearly that these are not bolted on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark up this piece of paper. I made that basically by cutting based on where things were, creating holes. Wasn't really measured up. I took that and oh, you can, there we go. On a piece of paper I transcribed all the sort of measurements onto that, and then from that I drew up this one. So that one is completely measured out with a ruler on paper. Yes, on paper. I don't do these things on computer. I'm not familiar with a CAD program, assuming that I even have a CAD program. I did it on paper, and then from that exact measured, calculated, exactly equal, I made another one. I might have to just wiggle jiggle this a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so alright, granted, yes, this piece of cardboard is obviously not 5mm metal, but you can see that if it were metal, would be a very solid mount for a second caliper. From underneath the car you can see the stock mounting points here, and these bolts are loosely tightened in because it's only cardboard, and then you've got the secondary caliper, and these bolts are not, they're just pushed in because there's nothing to bolt them into, but you can see how that logically fits in and around quite nicely. Alright everyone, so quick video about measuring up and cutting up a piece of cardboard. It has to be done. Obviously I'll be able to get some appropriate bits of metal and cut that up for next week, which will then let me mount up those calipers, and then I can start plumbing up the lines. And then once they're plumbed up, I'll have a hydro. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Bye.